Hi, folks. Time for your 2-minute tip. Today, we're continuing our series on how to best store produce or ingredients. And I'm talking about lemons and limes. I usually buy a bunch of lemons and limes at a time. Sometimes you even get them in a bag that encourages you to buy them many at a time. So how can you prolong the life of them? If you put lemons and limes at room temperature in a fruit bowl or on the counter, they look really pretty and they last for about a week, sometimes a little bit longer. Honestly, you can eke out a little bit more. They might start to get like a little bruised on the outside. They do get juicier though, the longer they sit. But the zest won't look as beautiful. I love cooking with zest. So that's really important to me to preserve. If you put them in the produce drawer of your refrigerator, they can last 3 to 6 weeks. You can keep them for a really long time. And honestly, you won't notice that much difference in taste. If you use the zest, sometimes I'll use the zest, but like I don't need the juice yet. So I just zest off a little bit on the outside. As soon as that happens, you definitely want to put it in the refrigerator. If you leave it on the counter after zesting away any amount of it, it will get really, really hard. So definitely put that in the refrigerator immediately. Anytime you cut into it, store the leftover in the refrigerator immediately. Let's say you're making a cocktail or you're making tacos and you just need one slice of lemon or lime to go with that. Put the rest into a Tupperware or a zip top bag or something like that and put it in the drawer in the refrigerator. But the other option is to put the whole thing in the freezer. So you can actually slice wedges out of your lemons and limes and put them in the freezer. When they come out, they'll be like a little bit softer, but they'll still actually be really, really juicy, and they maintain their color and their flavor really well. Once they're cut and you put them in the fridge, the flavor does start to just isn't quite as bright. So you can also put whole lemons and limes in the freezer. This is my favorite for just like a completely low effort trick. If you have too many and no time or motivation to do anything proper with them to prevent them from spoiling, throw them whole in the freezer and then let them defrost. And then those would be great for juicing, squeezing, baking, anything like that, but probably less so for nice looking wedges on anything. And then if you have a little bit more time, you can actually separate and process them before freezing. So if you do the zest from the whole fruit, put it on a plate so it's kind of spread out a little bit, put that into the freezer for about 40 minutes. And then you can kind of clump it together and put it in a bag or in a Tupperware and put that back in the freezer. So next time you're baking or cooking, you can just take a pinch of zest and add it to whatever you're cooking. And then juice it. Get one of those great silicone ice cube trays. I have one that's like little 1-inch squares. Put the citrus juice in there into your freezer and make citrus ice cubes. Those are really fun if you make lemonade later, or you want to do some baking, or you just need a teaspoon or a tablespoon of fresh citrus juice. It's way better to store squeezed citrus juice in the freezer than in the refrigerator. If you keep it in the refrigerator, the taste deteriorates pretty quickly within a day or two. Okay, that is lemons and limes. If you have any requests for ingredients and how to store them properly next week, drop them in the comments below and I will be glad to add it to my list.